Good morning, South. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with Miss Stacy Cotton.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll hear more from her later in the show. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Falcon Report. For this Friday, the 20th of May, 2022, a day 2. I'm Kyle Johnson.
And I'm Alexis Navarro. The semi-annual concerts took place at full capacity this past Monday. Nia Adlam has a story.
I'm here at the spring concert where South's music groups are about to hit the stage. Parents arrived at South Hall where Monday's night spring concert promptly began at 7 p.m. Miss Rita Stefando's grades 9 through 10 chorus started off and sang up an entrance with Africa by Toto.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Shallow and Mabella Bimba. Elijah Rock ended off their section, spreading electrifying waves of optimism to the audience. Next up, Miss Elizabeth Clampkin's Senior High Orchestra opened with fiery rhythms from Espana Tini and Fiddler's Fury. Familiar intonations soon filled the room with aria ready for a little opera, and finally, the orchestra closed off with music from Pixar. Following on the Disney theme, Mr. Daniel Cregan's band opened up with a Bacco Overture. Followed by Disney Spectacular. The audience was then brought on an exhilarating journey of flight in honor of Black Granite 3 and themes from How to Train Your Dragon. To finish the Spring Musical Fest, Miss Rita Stefano returned with the Senior High Chorus, who performed Bonzaba and displayed rhythmic patterns from Sway. The chorus ended off with Somewhere from West Side Story and See You Again by Wiz Khalifa.
And when brotherhood comes first, and the line will never be crossed.
An amazing display of our school's musical talent. For the Falcon Report, I'm Nia Adlam.
Miss Allison Rudin's 8th grade English classes entered their 1960s unit by exploring the world of cults. By partnering up or working on their own, students were assigned either an aspect of a cult or a famous cult to research. To start the project, students learned how to correctly cite the articles supplied to them by the teacher. Using Microsoft PowerPoint, students were tasked with creating a slideshow about the cults. After many days of classwork, students presented their research to the class. Each PowerPoint included specific information, like the cult leaders, motivations of the group, and important events. After each student presented, questions and concerns were expressed to the presenter to help the class further understand the given topics.
South's Falcons to be arrived on campus this week for their 6th grade orientations. While it was Carbonaro before the break, Brooklyn Avenue, Buck, and 4 6th graders came to South throughout this week. Gathering in South Hall, students listened to opening remarks and listened to a special edition of the Falcon Report, giving them a brief synopsis of the ins and outs of South. Separating into different organized groups led by members of the National Honor Society afterwards, 6th graders then went on a tour of South, visiting primary locations such as the library, gym, and turf field. The music wing and 3rd floor science rooms were also explored, giving young musicians and students a taste of what South has to offer in the music field and academic classes. After exploring the schools with the help of their tour guides, students returned for closing remarks and to return back to their elementary schools. An exciting opportunity for sure.
When the Falcon Report returns, we'll learn more about the junior dinner. But first, a bird's eye view of the guidance office. The Falcon Report will be right back.
Hello, my fellow students. I will ensure that I will be the best president this school has ever seen.
My fellow Americans, as my lovely friend Quan Dale said to me, Fortnite.
Attention, attention, John Rosado has won the election. Great job.
What are they growing here? What kind of field is this?
Field days in a week, man. Gotta get my harvest in. What's it doing? The class of 2023 rallied on Friday for the junior dinner. Lavani Dindile is here to tell it all.
Friday was definitely a night of fun as students celebrated their junior dinner. Attending based on if dues were paid, juniors came dressed in their best outfits, prepared for a night with friends at the O'Connell Gardens and Oceanside. Provided with dinner and refreshing beverages, students enjoyed their peers' company. With there never being a dull moment in sight, invigorating music provided by the DJ helped students get groovy, with supervisors joining in for all of the fun. Although Mr. Peter Mastrota may have not have broke down like he promised, he showed his moves on the dance floor. Photos taken by the photographer ensured a memorable experience for all. An absolutely thrilling time for the junior class. For the Falcon Report, I'm Lavani Dindio.
The widely known show, Family Feud, featured a familiar face from our school.
South's very own Miss Stacy Cotton took the podium, and Emily Nothers had the chance to speak to her about the experience.
Emily?
I'm here now with Miss Cotton, who was recently on the well-known game show Family Feud. So how was this entire experience, and how did it feel to win?
It was fun. We had a great time. We were down there for a whole week. It taped in July, but it just aired last weekend, and we had a blast.
And you scored 132 points yourself in the fast money portion of the game. How did that feel, and has your teaching experience or social studies knowledge contributed to any of it?
I think my background in history made us kind of overthink a lot of the questions, and it kept our scores a little low, but it really felt good to score 132 points, and I was hoping my nephew brought us home, but unfortunately some of the questions were a little difficult, and we weren't able to seal the $20,000 deal.
And how did your family get selected to even be on the show?
I watch Family Feud at night with my mom. My mom is 80, and we love the show. And they had a commercial that said if you're interested in trying out, that they're holding tryouts in Connecticut. I sent a group chat to my family, see who wanted to go. 6 people said they wanted to go. We went to try out, and we lost every single game, but they liked us, and they selected us to be on the show.
And you got to meet Steve Harvey. How was that experience?
That was awesome. He's the nicest guy. When I told him I worked in a school, and I gave a shout out to the Falcons, which they cut out of the episode, he was really impressed because he loves teachers and he loved educators. So he was the nicest gentleman the whole time, and that was a really great experience.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. Back to you.
We've seen hottest temperatures of the year this week, and don't be surprised if you see some more records breaking.
Let's bring in JC Bejanoff to see if this remains true for the weekend.
JC?
It will be the hottest and most humid weekend so far this year. Emerging from yesterday's rain, we'll see intervals of suns and clouds with highs in the low 70s. Temperatures will rise tomorrow by 10 degrees, and we'll experience a stickiness that will feel like July. On Sunday, the trends continue, and it'll be breezy in the afternoon. Enjoy the sun, and back to you.
A miracle comeback took place at home over the weekend.
We'll turn to Alina Trzynski, who has more on the victory.
Alina?
It was a bittersweet day for Falcons baseball last Saturday as they honored their longtime coach.
I think most of you know that South's motto is small acts of kindness make a big difference. Kenny Ward made a big difference at South High School.
Principal Miss Maureen Henry was joined by Athletic Director Mr. John Koskowitz, current coach Mr. Rich Hess, and the entire Falcons squad in honoring 29-year coach and Athletic Director Mr. Ken Ward, who died this past February. With the help of his wife Gladys, a new sign exactly 344 feet from home plate was unveiled, recognizing each of the 344 wins Coach Ward presided over. Then the current Falcons took the field against Jericho, and it was not looking good early. The team fell behind 5-0 in the top of the first and was trailing 7-1 in the fourth. But then, in true tribute to Coach Ward, it was a full team effort that erased the deficit and tied the game at 8 in the fifth. Nick Parisi had 2 key RBI doubles, and Michael Brooks knocked in a pair of runs with a pair of singles. Sophomore Ethan Fasal came in relief and pitched 3 solid innings, keeping the Falcons close. And then came the bottom of the 7th. With the ball game tied at 11, Nick Simone reached the base and immediately stole second and third. This put him right where he needed to be, and he took off for home at once, scoring a wild pitch, giving the Falcons an emotional walk-off victory. It was a day to be remembered in honor of a man to be remembered. And that's sports.
That's all for this edition of the Falcon Report. For Alexis Navarro, I'm Kyle Johnston.
Have a great weekend, South.